And now. You are listening to another episode of AK-47 Radio on the Firearms Radio Network, brought to you by communism. Actually, not communism at all. Tonight, we can avoid being communists because we are not joined by the overlordship of the commissar who will shoot us in the back of the head if we talk about imperialist things. Right, Mike?
Right. He's in danger of getting shot in the front of the head if he tries that, though.
I'm pretty sure he's just in a bar right now. Last week, you didn't have me. This week, we don't have him, which means the following week, you actually don't get any of us because it's Christmas. So then the week after that, we're going to find something to do with you.
But we're
Cosmonaut. We're going to launch you into space.
But we're AK guys. We don't celebrate Christmas.
Oh, that's a lie.
We're not allowed to have religion. Only the party.
Ew.
I
don't even like the party, damn it. So what have you been up to this week? It's sounding like you caught the Black Plague.
I feel like I caught the Black Plague.
It's been going around. We got it too. And then I talking to other people today, like homeowners today I'm working for, like, oh yeah, we got it too. Like, damn it, stay away from me. I don't need to get sick again. Yeah,
I don't even know where I got it. The child's not sick, the wife's not sick, so I don't know what the hell. But
did you molest another chicken?
No, the chicken molested me this time. It tied me down with its feathers.
Oh, wait a minute.
I was like, what are you doing? And she was like winging it.
What are you doing, step chicken?
Friday we kicked the child to my mother's and we had a little evening at home ourselves. And Saturday I took my mom and the child to a play put on by some of the chicken workers and a bunch of their other children friends, I guess. I don't know.
The chicken workers?
Yes.
It almost sounds demeaning.
Sunday, I went to the Capitalist sports ball game.
They're just the chicken workers. Don't mind them.
It was a busy weekend, and Monday came around, and I was like, oh my God, I can't do shit. Like, I'm a wreck.
It kicked my ass too yesterday.
I slept half the day.
So I went to the range yesterday. Eventually got I thought I had all my crap packed up the day before. We're going to get into that. But I'm going to go drive on. Like, all right, fine. I'll leave early, get down there 7:30, 8 o'clock, get myself on the public land up there. There's a few spots that are okay. There's a couple of spots that are like, yes, I want this one. Well, lo and behold, I don't think I got up there till like 10:30 or 11. I was 11 by the time I finished looking for a lost camera. But on the way down, I meant to bring him down here. I found a Chinese knockoff Digiflora Gorka pants at freaking ARC thrift stores for $7. I was like, okay, I was meant to be late today. I'm going to take these. And then I spent the next 15 to 20 minutes combing through, and it's not a small ARC store, it's a big one, combing through the entire store to see if there was a corresponding jacket, but there was not.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you found the upper to your lower.
No, I even went back on my way home to go through the whole store again, just in case it had been like it was going to get pulled out at some point during the day.
You should have taken the pants up front and been like Gorka a la Jihad.
Gorka Sporka?
Gorka a la top?
Yeah, well, I don't think that would have worked on the guy working behind the counter.
All right, Gorka jacket Jihad.
Maybe so. Also got a US GI surplus wool blanket there for half the normal cost.
That's
for like
dope.
$20, which is pretty dope. And then there was a bunch of mop suit, the protective, the chemical suits. A bunch of the mop suits, just the random top here, random. So somebody must have dumped off a lot of their old like collected. Well, the freaking pants are more airsoft, but whatever. Somebody must have dumped a lot of crap off, and I wish it was there 3 days ago.
Somebody got out of the military and didn't turn in all their shit, and then went, I have all this shit I don't want, and took it to the surplus store.
I would agree, except for the pants are airsoft for sure.
The Gorka pants are air. Well, yeah, they're Chinese.
Yeah, they're not even the real world. Just to be fair, you can't get the SSO Russian ones anymore. I have one, and then my dog chewed on the jacket and it really pissed me off.
I was
But
going to say something about some of that actually, and I forgot.
pants? You were going to say something about pants?
No, not pants.
Dogs chewing things?
Something about that. I don't know. Oh yeah, the surplus store. So
Surplusy?
the blasphemer lights that I bought at the surplus store, I got all they're installed. They were installed for a couple days, and then I actually got the
supposed
Hummer
lights, but I don't think I've ever seen. Of course, not like I know all that much. I was surprised they were LEDs and not giant incandescent bulbs.
A lot of the Hummers got updated with LED headlights because the incandescent bulbs were absolute trash. So
and the government's like, you can't have those. You must take these unnatural white lights and put them everywhere.
Yeah. So I learned a thing with all that. I went to install them and I was like, all right, this wire go on battery, this wire go on battery. Light work? No light work. This wire go on this side of battery, this wire go on other side. Light work? Light barely work. WTF. So I tried the other one, light barely work. And then I started Googling and I realized the lights I got, apparently Hummers work on a 24-volt system. So their two batteries are lined up in tandem instead of parallel. And these headlights are 24 volt as well. So
you had to throw a transformer in.
Yep. And so I bought a couple transformers from Amazon for like $15 a piece and got those mounted up.
Do they make the sound?
I don't know, but I bet they do, because when I turn the truck on and I turn the lights on, the lights take a second to power up and then they come on and they're like, whoop, they fade in instead of, just being on.
So if you're going to hit somebody coming the opposite direction who has their brights on with those, you got to time it right. You need a second of warm up. You can't just blast them. You got to wait, give you a moment.
Right. I've got to hit the driving lights button, which is the Hummer lights, and then I've got to give them a chance to warm up so I can hit them with the roof lights as well, so they can get a big face full of "fuck you, turn your brights off."
It won't deter them.
No, it won't. I've seen that video on Instagram where the guy has these little pointy beans and they like pulse strobe, like epilepsy strobe at oncoming drivers if they don't turn their brights off. And I'm like, I would like that. But also, it doesn't work. None of the people in his video turn their brights off. They just get epilepsy flashed. And they're like, why am I getting epilepsy flashed? I don't get it. Maybe it's because that little blue light on your dashboard says you're a moron.
Man, strobing weapon lights is so 2014.
Right? Like, just shoot them and be done with
it. So, anyway, tying into what I want to talk about tonight is range days. And not to lose your Insta360 camera. That sucked. That's the other reason I lost a bunch of time, is like I can't find my freaking GoPro. It's not a GoPro anywhere. So eventually it's like, maybe I left it on the side of the creek when I was stripping crap out of my backpack when I was beaver hunting. Nope, it's not up there either. But anyway, by the time I made it to the range, the day's just a total clusterfuck. It's like I'm unloading crap out of the back of the truck. Okay, here's target stand. Let me put the barricade together. All that other stuff. I don't have a great spot. There's somebody off to the left who, at first, I was judging for being so slow to rack their shotgun. Then I figured out they were shooting clays, and I was like, oh, okay, now I won't judge you anymore.
No, you should still judge them, because if they don't shoot and rack immediately, then they suck.
Now it was bang, watch, click, clack, next one.
Yeah, no, it's bang, click, clack.
I know, but
bang, click, clack.
I'll judge them later. I'm getting to that part. Anyway, so I threw a target up at 50 just to confirm. I did mess it around. I was like, again, total fucking scatterbrain. Thinking, oh, maybe I need to confirm 0 on the 101. And so I confirmed 0, then pulled off the side rail, slid it back on, shot it again. It's like, yep, stayed exactly where it was before. Go figure. No surprise there. That side rails retain 0 if properly installed. And then I'm sitting here banging away a little bit. I'm like, this ammo seems a little hotter than I remember. Like, oh, it's because I'm shooting Lake City. I've only been shooting my own reloads in 223. So I went up and just idly picked up a piece of brass. And it turns out, and this is no surprise, especially with a 5.56 AK, the 101 is overgassed as fuck with full power. Well, not overgassed in general, but really noticeable with like full power 55 grade 5.56 because it's putting chungus dents in the cases. I mean, it's yeeting them off into space, which is normal for an AK, but the size of the dent is a little like, oh, that's a bit much.
Now we should put a suppressor on it and see how much further it yeets them, just
Oh,
like
no,
my SIG
please.
5.56.
Please no. So I wasted a bunch of time screwing with that, going back to my hand loads and shooting. Well, not screwing with that. I guess I was diagnosing it to make sure it was overgassed. But anyway, that's going to need probably a K&S piston at some point because overgassing on an AK is not unusual. I've always heard and read that 5.56 AKs in general are overgassed. Don't ask me why. I'm not exactly sure. I'll find that out someday. But I do want to bleed off some of that so the rifle's not beating itself so much. So the K&S piston, you just replace the gas piston out front. It's adjustable. You can't adjust it on the fly like some fancy gas block, but it'll bleed off some of the excess. Excuse me, I had to cough. What?
Well, just a quick Google says that the pressure for 7.62x39 is around 45,000 and 5.56.
Well, it's more, and again, it depends on what spec sheet or what data package, design package PSA is following with regards to their 5.56 AKs. Are they drilling an appropriately sized gas port for one?
Mhm.
Or are they knocking a 7.62x39 or a 5.45 in there?
Well, I would hope they're doing it.
I doubt it,
proper
to be
size
honest with you.
hole, but if they're not, I mean, 5.56 NATO is 55,000. It's a full 10,000 psi more. So if nothing else changes and you put both rounds, yeah, the 5.56 is going to sound or seem overgassed.
Because when you talk about AKs also, with how much, this is the reason I never got in a 5.45 after the 7.6 surplus ammo got freaking, after the ATF fucked us on that one. A lot of the, it's same with your tool, any of your tool ammo. It's always a little bit on the anemic side. So it's not a surprise then they may, I mean, especially some of the manufacturers, even the imports started over drilling the gas ports a little bit because the ammo going into them wasn't the hottest, spiciest shit. Yugoslavian is it M67? They're 7.62x39. That stuff's pissing hot compared to fucking Tula. But either way, it seems to be a little overgassed. I'll end up probably throwing an adjustable piston in it just to bleed off some of that. I also have I finally got around to buying a no-go gauge. That'll show up. So we'll be, as part of the ongoing process, I'm going to be checking out both these PSA 5.56 AKs and making sure they maintain headspace. The later generations, from what I've been seeing and reading, seem to be doing okay. It's the first generation, as with all things PSA, the first generation that seems to have been shitting the bed and losing headspace. But we'll find out what happens.
It's always the first generation.
And sometimes the second generation. And if you're SIG,
it's every
generation. Is the first generation. It's a perpetual first generation with SIG.
Is that the first generation 365? Yeah. So did you get the problems fixed? Yeah.
Problems? There's no problems. It ends today. There's no problems.
No problems, comrade.
I swear to God, I had no problem with my M17. I just bought that damn M18 until SIG came out and said it ends today. I was like, okay, the lady doth protest too much. I'm buying a different gun.
I'm actually kind of glad all that happened because the M17, M18 platform, the 320 platform, we'll just call it that. It's a nice shooting gun. I enjoy shooting that gun. But it has its problems. there are things about it that if you shoot enough, you notice. One of those things is that it has a high bore axis, and that high bore axis causes an unnecessary amount of recoil for a pistol that size. And
I mean, that's
when
been
you,
all SIG's handguns, though.
I mean, the
I think it's
365 really isn't.
Yeah, but like we're going back to like the P226.
I don't notice it with the with the
Oh,
229 I have.
they're all that fucking tall.
I mean, I know they're all tall, but because the 226 doesn't have and the 229, they have like an aluminum frame or some sort of metal frame. It's not polymer.
Hmm.
So they weigh a little bit more than the M17, M18 do. And I even think that the 320 bore might be a little bit higher than the 229, 226, just because of the way they had to build the cartridge, the FCU, and make it modular and all that dumb shit. So, you know, it. Who was it that said, "Give me a Archimedes, give me a lever, and I'll move the world"?
Sure, why not? We'll give it to him.
Let's give it to him. So, if anybody doesn't know what the hell that means, it means if you take your finger and you have a point on it, the further away from your finger you get, the more force. Let's put your phone on your finger.
Okay, I'm 3 feet away from my finger. Now what?
It's going to take more force to rotate. Well, it's going to take less force to rotate this phone over this way if you just tap it than touching it on the inside. That's the purpose of a lever. Another way to put it, let's call it a torque wrench. When you torque something to, let's say, 100 foot-pounds, what that means is you are putting 100 pounds of pressure on that torque wrench 1 foot away from your point of rotation. And yeah,
I feel like I'm supposed to be doing a DUI test right now. All right, take your finger, move it far away.
All right, let's be real. The finger phone thing was kind of stupid. The torque wrench thing works better.
Higher the bore axis. Yeah, physics means not theoretically, you will have more recoil impulse coming back into your hand.
Right.
At the same time, I did shoot that M17 really well. I digress.
I did too. It was a fantastic shooting gun. I got second in a excellence in competition match that I shot when I was still in the Air Force. I shot it at my most recent base, and I had security forces guys. The guy running the match, he was like, "Yeah, man, if I had my X5 Legion, y'all would be toast." And I was just sitting there like, "We'll see, dude." And then I go in there and I went through the full course of fire and never went down range to check on scoring until it was all complete. And we go down there, and the little security forces senior airman that was scoring everybody's sheets, he gets to my sheet and he's like, he looks at it and he looks at me and he goes, "Holy shit, dude." And I was like, "What? I have an M17."
What? I cheated. You didn't see me down there with a pencil?
Right. Yeah, we shot everything at 25 meters. So the guy that beat me was some space major. I don't know. Yeah, dude, I don't understand.
He's a space major.
Like the Space Force wasn't a thing at the time.
No, it was not.
But it was about to be. And this guy, apparently the guy that won this whole match, was a future Space Force major. And I'm like, okay, so a freaking nerd that lives in a room with no windows beat me. That sucks. But it was a good time.
Yeah.
It's a good platform. I am too concerned about SIG and they're protesting too much. Right.
Bang.
So until we figure out what, if anything, is going on with this gun, I'm not going to shoot it again.
Speaking of shooting, I also, while I was also piddling around with, this rifle's overgassed, tested the Krinkov, the 5.56 Krinkov from PSA, and that is also overgassed. Funnily enough, not as much as the 101, but for a, off the top of my head, 8.3-inch barrel, the fucking thing better be overgassed. And they don't make an 8-inch barrel that's not overgassed, in my opinion. I mean, you can, but anyway.
I have 0 platforms with an 8-inch barrel, so I don't know.
8 inches is a lot. That's what she told me anyway.
Yeah,
Also got out and tested the Bulgarian mags that are coming from a mystery source, as far as I can tell.
Bulgaria.
I definitely only shot these down in Texas, though. But they are available on Gun Mag Warehouse. They're like $12 a piece. These might be. I've still got to run more rounds through them, but they appear to be very reliable as they need to be. These might be my favorite AK mags because they are polymer, so they're lighter weight than the steel ones, but they have steel reinforced locking lugs and feed lips, which means they are essentially about as bomb proof as you can get without just going full steel mags.
Your mom's got reinforced steel feed lips.
Dusky says 8-inch barrel rifle is retarded as fuck. No, sir. And an AR, yes. And an AK-74U,
yeah,
not retarded as fuck. It is snappy as fuck.
The 74U was. I used to play a virtual
GoldenEye?
reality game. No, not GoldenEye.
Well, we went off on GoldenEye a couple weeks ago. The last time this was brought up, we went on GoldenEye.
No, I was gonna go off on Ghosts of Tabor. It's a VR game that I used to play with a buddy of mine, and we just kind of fell off of it because the game got weird and we got real busy. Anyway, the 74U was one of my favorite rifles in that game because it was everywhere in the maps. You could get a bunch of them, stockpile them, and if you wanted to, you could buy them. And I don't know why the short ones were just so much more fun than the long ones.
Well, because it's such a handy little fun, goofy package.
Yeah. I mean, that must be it. There was tons of times that I sprayed down opposing players with the 74U. And anyway, it's a video game. I don't have to go deep into it.
I mean, some people do. Anyway,
I just don't have to go deep into it on the show.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of us can't really go deep into anything. We try, but it's just not happening for us. On the other hand, the 40
she said, "Give me 9 inches and make it hurt." So I did her 3 times and punched her in the face.
That'll do it. The 40 round mag also perfectly reliable. Granted, I am in Texas right now, obviously.
Clearly.
Yes.
For disclaimer purposes.
You throw that and the shorty AK, and it is the strangest, most pleasing combination I have yet to find in almost any gun. Maybe because the magazine's longer than the barrel. I don't know what to say about that. I gotta get I took some pictures of it, put it up on Instagram. I'll get some more pictures of it as time goes on. It's just the funniest little combo. 8.3-inch barrel with 40 rounds of fuck you. And loud as fuck because it's an 8.3-inch barrel with a booster on the end of it.
The same buddy I bought so many guns from, the Nagant and Tokarev and many of those, he had an AK, and I actually bought the AK from him too as well, but he bought another one later and then bought I think it was a 90 round banana mag. So it was basically a half circle and you rotate it in, and after you rotate it in, it just fucking semicircled all the way up to the hand grip. It was absolutely ridiculous for no reason. It's like, this is why drum mags are a thing. He's like, "Hey, you want it?" And I was like, "Absolutely not. I have no use for that thing." After watching it jam every time he used it.
You're never supposed to say no to free things.
I don't think he wanted free.
Oh, well, in that case, fuck him.
All
right.
Hopefully he didn't want that either.
Hopefully not. So anyway, went out to the range. Lessons learned. And this is what I want to talk about tonight. Because I've been learning this lesson repeatedly over the last couple of years, and I think this is about the last straw for me. Going to the range without a plan is a terrible fucking idea and a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
Even if that plan is just a mag dump into trash. But if you go I'm spontaneously go to the range today, and you don't, spontaneity is fine. If you got the time, got the time. But if you don't have when I go to the range, I have XYZ already ready in a bag, off we go. course of fire prepared out ahead of time, basically a general idea of what you want to get done, it turns into a fucking nightmare. Not even a nightmare, just a waste of fucking time.
Yeah.
Because aside from finding out that that's overgassed and playing around with the mags, is pretty much a waste of fucking time. I'm kind of mad about it.
So you want to know how to not waste your time at the range?
I mean, that's what we're going to talk about. And that's what I was asking. I asked you to think about it. And then I asked some other guys that I've trained with in the past, just in general, what they do and to vet my own thoughts on it. But something we came up with is, basically 3 things you can work on. 1, establish a goal. What are you hoping to accomplish? Again, that's fucking basic as shit, but it's at the same time not. 2, packing list, also pretty obvious. And then time parameters. This was big. Remember when we used to do those range days? We were setting up fucking time parameters. Again, I had everything back. Well, back then I had everything on a fucking clipboard, which is like, okay, we're each gonna run through this drill like 2 fucking times. And we started off with, God, we may have started off with just a couple minutes of dry fire.
Yeah, I think we did.
And then we progressed to 1 round. Well, basically it was 1 round out of the holster, and then it was like 2 rounds of just slowly warming up for the day. And then, all right, now we're doing failure drills with pistol. Then we're going to progress to doing a little bit of target transitions with pistol. That's the kind of crap that I've gotten out of the habit with, that actually makes the time you put into training worthwhile versus showing up at the range, dropping a target, and going, well, I guess I've got a barricade. I can do some barricade work and reloads while I'm here, I guess.
All right. So I'm gonna lay some shit on you.
Oh no.
Let's one by one. Let's go through your 3 things that you like. Number 1. What was the first thing you said? Have a plan, right?
Oh, you expect me to remember things?
I was hoping.
It was having a goal for the day.
Okay.
Having something like we're going to work pistol today, or I'm going to work pistol and rifle today, instead of just randomly showing up and going, oh, I guess I'm here now.
Okay, so let's I'm not going to break down have a goal. I'll talk about some numerous different drills that I do when I go to the range. But packing, have your goal and then pack for that goal. Don't pack a bunch of shit and say, oh, I might do this, I might do that. Like, have your goal in mind before you even leave and then pack for it. That's priority number 1. So a bunch of drills that I do, and you really don't even have to, you don't have to worry too much about like range or movement or anything like that. I shoot at an indoor range, and I managed to get myself to A class in USPSA just shooting at an indoor range where I can't move. The way that I did that, first, I have a dry fire drill that I like to do at home. I also teach my anybody that like, hey, Mike, will you teach me something about like handguns or whatever? Even rifles, it works for rifles too. I'll teach them this dry fire drill. And the reason I'm going to talk about the dry fire drill is because you can do this with live rounds as well. And it's very, very useful at the range. So what you do is you start with a holstered handgun that is empty, and you get dummy rounds for whatever caliber you're in. Let's say I'm using my Glock 17, I'll get 9mm dummy rounds. I have 1 mag in the gun and a dummy round loaded in the chamber. And then my second mag with another dummy round loaded in it, just 1 on my reload holster, on my weak side. So at the buzzer, you draw, or, if I'm teaching people at the command of threat, you draw, present on target, and do a trigger press until gun go click. When gun go click, you do what you're supposed to do when gun go click. Tap rack.
I thought you ran away.
No,
I've been
do
doing this wrong the whole time. Oh shit.
You do tap rack. I used to call it tap tilt rack. For Glocks, you should tap tilt rack because Glocks do not like to eject rounds that haven't been fired. So if you have an unfired round in there, you should definitely tilt it, tap the magazine, tilt it to the side so that when you rack it, it falls out, and then rack it once. Tap tilt rack will remedy 90% of your failures to fire. Anytime the gun goes click, tap tilt rack remedies those almost every time. That's why that's part of the drill. So then once you already had a round in the chamber, so when you rack, it's going to eject the dummy round and then lock open on your empty magazine. Then you represent and just pick a time and do a combat reload. So go to your belt, get your one dummy round magazine, eject your empty mag, insert the new one. If you want to do over the top slide ripping, go for it. If you want to use the mag or the slide lock, the slide catch, and release the slide that way, go for it. Just be consistent in whichever way you train. So then you finish your reload, slides now locked back forward, you come back up on target and finger on the trigger, try to come to the wall. And then that's the end of the drill. Come off target, back into the holster. Now I'm not going to go into like what 1 through 5 means, but there are 5 steps to proper drawing. And when I teach new people, I start them off with step 1, grab the gun. Step 2, gun straight up. Step 3, drop your elbow. Step 4, grab it with your support hand and come up in front of your eyes. And step 5, present all the way out. The reason step 4, you come up in front of your eyes is because you should be able to look down the sights from here and engage your target just as well as you can from here. For those that were listening and couldn't see what I just did, my fake finger guns were right in front of my face. And I know I said I wasn't going to go into the whole thing and then did anyway, so I apologize for that.
That's
but
exactly what you did.
I like this dry fire drill because it helps you work on 3 different things. The first is it helps you work on your draw. The second, it helps you work on remedial actions for a failure to fire, which, tap tilt rack. You're literally teaching your brain, click, oh, tap tilt rack. Don't just stand there with an empty gun going, what do I do? No,
You
went
throw
quick.
it at him.
Fix it.
And you pray he doesn't have a magazine. And
number 3, it helps you work on reloading, which is a huge thing in competitions. Reloads can make or break a run. But that's not the only reason you should do it. You should do it because in combat, reloads will also make and break it. So
it's cool.
And it does look cool. When you can do a fast reload, it looks cool, man.
Until you fumble it and there's people watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, on an AK, you know what the worst is when people are watching? When you fucking miss your front lug and you lock the rear lug of the mag in.
Oh, I hate that.
And you get that awkward, like...
And you have to pull it out and redo it.
You gotta wiggle it to get it out and redo it. It's like, I promise this never happens.
Dusky in the chat said, Mike will show you this one trick they don't want you to know. The ammo industry hates this.
Dry fired snap caps, no shit. But
I
don't want to get too deep into specific drills. Because I got all fucking day long.
I'll bring up like 2 more drills that you can work on. But we have this show. We can go into it more and more and more. But
some of this is gonna be better, like on video anyway.
Yeah, and I think I have several iterations of this drill on video that I could share on our Instagram. In any case, this particular drill you can do live fire. Just have 1 round in the mag, and when you come up on target and you fire that round, your gun locks back, do your reload. You could also do it in a cap and ball style drill where you have a couple of rounds in your mag and you put a dummy round in there or have a buddy load a dummy round in there.
Snap cap torture?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to learn how to train out of flinch?
Snap cap torture.
Put 6 put snacks.
Snick,
Six
Snicker snackers.
Snicks. Oh god, I can't say it. 6 snap caps. 6 snap caps.
Down by the
And-
seashore.
And 2 live rounds in your hand and jumble them up and don't look.
Mm-hmm.
You do that with 2 or 3. You do that with a couple of mags so you can juggle them. Like you'll theoretically be like, oh, I think the 3rd round I put in was the live round. But if you're not looking, fuck.
It's great to have a buddy load like
It's good to have
5-10
friends.
rounds. Yeah, it is. I mean, it is just good to have friends. But yeah, the cap and ball drill, snap cap torture, whatever you want to call it. Like, I was teaching I was at the range with a couple of dudes that I'm working with, and one of them kept hitting low, and I was like, all right, I got an idea. And he's like, what's the idea? And I was like, hey, you don't need to worry about it. Give me your magazine and like 5 rounds. So he gives me his mag and 5 rounds, and I put one of my dummy cap or my dummy rounds in the mag with him. Mixed it all up. I don't remember. It doesn't matter which round, but when he got to the dummy round, his hands visibly tensed up before he fired, and then he dipped.
Yep.
And then he looked at me and he's like, "Oh," and I was like, "Oh." And I was so yeah, it's fantastic for helping new shooters. It's fantastic for helping experienced shooters because you can sit in front of your TV all day and pull the trigger all you want. But if you have live rounds in there, you just mentally think about it differently. No, well, it's not what I meant, but
I know a guy who did that.
Yeah. So that's a really good one. I also like to keep in mind any of these can be done with any sort of rifle as well. Well, maybe not so much like lever actions, but anything mag fed, these drills will work for. You can work on your remedial actions, you can work on your reloads, you can work on your presentation, you can work on your draws with, I mean, you don't draw a rifle, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, the worst is if you are taking, I've seen this happen. It has happened to me. You are taking a class with a number of people and the whole snap cap thing comes up. And there's some asshole out there who, for once, is not me, who loads an entire magazine full of 29 snap caps in one live round. And you have to go through the entire magazine.
Yeah, I'd quit after 5. How many did you put in here? Like, this is enough.
I don't think it was that bad, but it was nearly that bad once. Which brings into another point, though. Having a range bag that is ready to go, that has your shot. This is a me problem, big time. That has my shot timer.
Your short timer?
Short timer basically lives in the truck, so it's not like I've missed that. But Ocus is right. Use Winchester white box. You get all the. You might even get some squib drills in with that stuff.
Winchester white box, cap and ball drills.
You say cap and ball, and all I can think about is like this 51 Navy back here. I'm pointing at the wrong side of the wall. There we go.
Well, yeah, you have
a cap and ball revolver.
I know. They call it a cap and ball because you have a dummy cap, a snap cap, or a dummy round,
a ball round, yeah,
and a ball, yeah.
I know. It's just,
and you're right. Snap cap torture sounds like a better name for it, to be honest. For that very reason,
I don't know if anyone else calls it that. That's either a Samism or I picked it up somewhere and I forgot where. I probably picked it up somewhere. Anyway,
probably.
No, that brings into like having a dedicated range bag that has all of your shit in it. That's probably something that's more of a me problem than a someone else problem. But even so, that has your fucking snap caps in it, that has your ear pro in it, your eye pro in it, your staple gun in it, extra staples, shot timer, bottle of lube, all that crap, so that you don't get to the range and have a fucking problem. Because I forgot. Oh god, that time I forgot. Nobody had a stapler. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up screwing
and now there's a stapler in my range bag.
Well, I ended up screwing all the targets to the wood, and it worked, but it was a pain in the ass.
You like that target? You like that?
And if you are like us and you have access to public land, or you can shoot in your backyard, which is what I used to do, and it was glorious, having all your target stands built and not like I had, which is I ended up disassembling a bunch of them, probably for storage reasons. Well, that's fucking pain in the ass to screw them all back together the day before. Luckily, I built the barricades to where they could go up pretty easily. And then I smoked one.
Good
Big
job.
time. I smoked it 4 times. Just a string of fire straight through it. Partially because the aim point on my 101 is on an AR that's an absolute co-witness riser, so whatever height that is. And previously shooting any red dot on an AK, I had it mounted as low as I could get it. So I think I mostly just kind of went to default height, and then 4 trigger pulls later, there's some holes in my barricade.
Oops.
I posted on Instagram. I thought it was funny, actually. It's like, fuck that barricade.
When I was in the law enforcement academy 20 years ago, I watched one of the other cadets. I don't know if we could call ourselves cadets because we weren't actually going to like join departments. It was a privately run academy. Anyway, I watched one of the cadets shoot the tail light of one of the Crown Vics that we were using at the range. We were working on like using vehicles for cover and stuff like that. And yep, shot the shit out of the tail light.
It's fine.
Don't
worry about it.
That's exactly what the instructors said. They're like, it's fine.
I have noticed it's a lot more embarrassing to shoot somebody else's barricade, though, especially if they make you sign it.
Especially if it's a motor vehicle.
That would be worse. The times I've done trading out of someone's car, so like it was with Robert Butler.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Robert Butler and his Mazda.
Well, it wasn't the Mazda. It was
it was a Mazda
B2 he had.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was a Ford Ranger, but the Mazda version.
Oh, okay. Anyway, doing drills of I don't know, like react to contact from within a vehicle, I suppose is what you'd call it. But then, you're sitting in the driver's seat, you got buddy sitting next to you, and then they yell threat, and so you pop the door, and you're like, I don't shoot the door, don't shoot the fucking door, so you don't shoot the door, and then the guy goes around to the back, and then you bound away from the car, but at the same time, it's just like, don't shoot the fucking car, don't shoot the car. Okay, I didn't shoot the car. It's been like, don't shoot the barricade. I don't want the embarrassment of having to sign the barricade. So my own barricade, I don't give a fuck. Well, I do, because you shouldn't smoke your own barricade.
Did you sign your barricade?
I thought about it.
Signed each one.
I probably should, but
I think the range bag thing's a solid idea. The rifle case that Sorry, thought I heard something stressful.
Is the cops outside again?
God, I hope so.
That's not the usual response.
The rifle bag that I use for my range bag, it has my brass rods for knocking 9mm out of PCC barrels. It normally has my fix-it sticks in it, but those are in my duck hunting bag right now. It's got the stapler. It's got another set of eyes and ears on it. If I take that bag and want to do some shot timer training, like I have a little tiny bag that I use if I'm just doing pistol, I'll just put my ammo in that bag and the shot timers in that bag and bring that one with me because I don't want to take an entire rifle bag full of shit just for a pistol run.
3 rifle bags. What's shooting today? Glock 17.
Yeah. Oh, I went to the range when I was still messing around with the Glock 22 and a 9mm barrel in it. Went to the range and the R was like, "What you shooting today?" And I was like, 9mm. He's like, "No, what kind?" And I was like, "Oh, gun autist. Okay. Oh, it's a Glock 22." And he was like, "Oh, what?"
He's like, "Oh, you fucking idiot."
I was like, "It's got a 9mm barrel in it." He's like, "Oh, okay." I was gonna say.
Dusky says he shot his shooting bag. I've melted my shooting bag before. We've all been there. He was shooting one of those dumb AR pistols. I was shooting that might have been with my OPAP. So I was shooting my OPAP, and then I melted. Gas block gets a little toasty. I also used to have it faded a long time ago, but for about a year, I had this. I guess you'd call it a scar, or whatever, but it was the exact shape of a Zastava OPAP gas block on my left wrist because I fucking somehow picked that thing up and cooked myself for a minute. Like, that hurts. Anyway, so range bag, good idea. And then again, if you are, and you've got more experience shooting in an indoor range than I do, or just a static range in general. I've shot at plenty of static ranges. Some fucking static ranges are fuddier than others. Cheyenne Mountain Shooting Center here in the Springs.
Oh yeah.
Good Lord. You get some of those ROs who they won't let you. Like, oh, you're shooting too fast. It's like, what the fuck do you mean I'm shooting too fast?
Don't be mad at me because I'm shooting quickly and accurately and you can't.
But don't fuck that. Don't be mad at me because, I mean, yes, not fuck that, but yes. But also don't be mad at me because I'm actually trying to train here and not just go, hey, daddy's 30-06 at 25 yards. Bang. We're ready for hunting season now.
Yeah. Speaking of which, yeah, static. That's the reason I like my range is because you can go do static drills and they don't care how fast you fire or what you do as long as you're safe doing it. And they have ROs watching over your back, and I've never had an RO tell me you can't do that.
I've never felt more, well, I shouldn't say never felt, but I felt awfully self-conscious at your range when I was zeroing my PTR 91 there one time. Because everyone else on that firing line had a handgun, I think, or close to it. And here's me with the 308. Bang! Ooh, man, that's really loud in here.
I mean, people do it all the time. They'll bring their shotguns in and blast away at paper targets with their shotguns, which you can't have birdshot in there because the birdshot just like bounces off the backstop and causes havoc apparently. But you can shoot buckshot in there and they'll blast away with buckshot. And I mean, 12 gauge isn't quiet either.
No. But if you're going to be, so indoor range, again, that's a little bit more streamlined in terms of get range bag. Don't forget your damn ammo. I've done that enough times. I've done that so many times, I've thought about burying ammo up at the range. But I can be like, well, shit, forgot my ammo again. Get the shovel. And don't forget your gun. Outdoor public land. If you're in your backyard, you don't have any excuse. If your shit is not somewhere in your house, if you shoot in your backyard, you're on your own, man. But public land, target stands, those should be ready to go. Lots of cardboard, plenty of fucking targets too, so you're not sitting there going, oh crap, I don't have any targets, and Shields doesn't open until 9 o'clock in the morning. Barricades are excellent. If you can build and store a barricade, absolutely fantastic. I love doing barricade work with a rifle. It's probably some of the most fun shooting I can do, as long as you don't smoke it. Even then, it's fun.
Dr. Scary Guy says he got yelled at for having more than 3 rounds in a mag. Immediately got yelled at again for doing rapid emergency reloads with a bag of mags and with 3 rounds. What? Find a new range.
Yeah, that range sounds. It sounds like I'm in charge of that range without how tyrannical it is.
Right. So a couple other drills that I like to do at the static range. There's a lot. Mozambiques are a really, really good one. Do your Mozambiques with 3 rounds in a magazine. So draw or present with your rifle, come up from low ready with your rifle, or draw your handgun, do your Mozambique, run it dry, and then reload with another 3 rounds, and then go back, reholster, or go back to low ready and do it all over again. It's important to, like, a lot of people would be like, why don't you just put 30 rounds in your mag? Well, all right, you get 30 rounds in a rifle mag, right? And Mozambiques are 3 rounds each. So that means you could do 10 Mozambiques with 30 rounds because math. Or you could not blow off 30 rounds just like that, and you could get 10 reloads out of it as well. You keep doing that, next thing you know, you're going to have hundreds, thousands of reloads under your belt, and you'll be a lot more competent at it than you were before.
The fun version of that is you load your mags fucking randomly. Some have 1 round, some have 3 rounds, some have 4, 5, 1, 5, 3. So that you never know exactly where you're at, and you got to reload halfway through the drill. I like doing those.
That's
Then
an intriguing.
that forces you to go, oh, up on target 1, 2. Well, if it's an AK, depending if you have bolt hold open followers, but if it's an AR, it's bolt lock back. If it's an AK, sometimes you go click, and you just have to power on through that shit.
Yeah, I like that. That's
Do
an
the reload,
intriguing
get your last
twist
round
to it.
out, and then do it all over again, and then all over again. I don't like one round reloads, where you shoot one round and then it AR locks back, AK go clicky clicky,
Yeah,
C3 go clicky clicky too. I don't necessarily like those because, yeah, I know the reload's coming. I've always found it a little bit more beneficial to not know when the reload's coming exactly,
I think that's fair.
especially with an AK or a G3 or some FALs or an Uzi or any other rifle that doesn't have a last round bolt hold open on the mag, because then you just don't like, oh, I know I'm out of ammo. Like, nah, fuck that. It's fun. It's more fun not to know when you're out of ammo.
For an AK, all of that makes a lot of sense because an AK, unlike something with last round bolt hold open, um,
It
when
goes
you're
clicky clicky.
yeah, exactly. When you're experienced enough, you can feel when an AK is empty, or I'm sorry, you can feel when an AR is empty. It just locks to the rear, and you don't get the chunk back. You can feel the chunk. You can feel the bolt slam into the back, but you don't feel it go forward.
So
Same with the handgun.
those random times, which so on AK mags, especially steel mags for 7.62, I cannot remember the company that made them, but there are several companies now, I believe, that make last round bolt hold open followers that you can replace the existing followers with. And they're just a little bit taller, and they've got a steel lug going through the, on a. Is there a term for that? When you look at a rifle magazine and there's the one side that's raised up?
On the backside.
Yeah, the nubbins. I'm going to call it the nubbins. It's still reinforced there. AR or those ones, the AC Unity mags will only lock open for me about 50% of the time, and they're built with those damn Mustangs. Anyway, especially on AR, at the time your rifle's a little bit dirty and it doesn't catch it, and the rifle goes click, and because on an AR, click means like, oh, dead round, and then you'd have a fucking like, oh, what's wrong with it?
You go to
My brain,
do
I have a
your
total brain
remedial
fart.
action and lock the bolt open, and you're like,
Yeah,
God damn it!
it's like, oh god, it's just
Yeah, that's annoying.
That might just be a me problem. Anyway,
Um,
without getting too well, I think we can talk about drills more specifically on a whole other show, probably, because right now we're hitting about 52-minute mark. So just to round it all off, though, and this is especially, I would say this doesn't even especially apply to the guys who live out where we do, but even if you do live more towards the Midwest and east of the country, if you can't get a good day in at the range, maybe the best thing to do is throw on a backpack and go for a damn hike. Get trading, do some training in a way that's not just go to the range and dump rounds. Because yesterday for me, I would have been better served, I think, throwing on one of the backpacks I had with me and going for it wouldn't be much of a hike. It probably only been 25 rounds of the 25 pounds of the pack, but just going for a freaking ruck up and down the creek rather than spending 80 rounds worth of ammo not accomplishing anything. That's another thing to consider, I think.
Yeah, that's one of the things I see at the range most is people just take their guns to the range and they don't actually accomplish anything. The last time I was there was a group that came in after me, and it's the last drill I'll talk about this episode, but another one of mine is I've got little 4x4 pieces of paper, or I've also got like 4x6 pieces of paper with USPSA targets on them, but they're like yay big. Same size paper. I also have clay pigeon mock-ups on. Anyway, I will put one. I'll put two of these pieces of paper, one on each side of the target stand, and I'll send it down to like 5, 7, 10, whatever yards, and I'll do my full draw. I'll have mags loaded with 4 rounds each, and I'll do my draw. 2 rounds on one, 2 rounds on the next. Guns empty, reload, back on target, and then reholster and do it all over again. That one helps with target transitions and those tiny little targets. One of the things I talk about a lot when I teach is aim small, miss small. And for the longest time, I didn't know what that means. So for those that don't know what it means, aim small, miss small means if you aim at a small target, you will miss that target by a small margin. If you aim at a large target, you will miss the large target by a large margin. What does that mean in
means aim for the penis. Double or nothing.
For a good example, like hunting is a really, really good example to use for this. When you shoot at a deer, you pick a spot on the deer and say, I'm going to shoot at that little spot right there. You don't say, oh, I'm just going to shoot at this deer. So having the 4x6 targets at 7 yards, it gives me a very small target to try to hit. And I'm with you. I don't like shooting one round out of a magazine and then having an empty mag because I want the follow-up shot. The follow-up shot is training as well. You need to train that follow-up shot. Because if all you can do is one round and your gun's empty, you're never gonna train yourself into that gun recoiling with the fresh round into battery, coming back on target and ready to fire again. You're always just going to be bang, gun's empty, bang, gun's empty. Like you're only getting half of the process. Follow through is a big part of things.
And just like that, we were shooting at redcoats again.
Right.
Bang, gun's empty, bayonet. Dusky brought up a good point. Land nav. If you're not going to go, don't bust rounds at the range and waste them. Go pick up a compass and learn basic land nav. It's not that hard for basic land nav. If you want to do complicated shit, a little more complicated, a little more time intensive, but basic land nav, fucking easy.
You could have taken your rifles and you could have done that 80 rounds and you could have had 2 targets.
I mean, I could have taken that
2 Mozambiques each.
I could have taken that 80 rounds and yes, actually used it productively.
Right.
Now, to be fair, a lot of it was diagnosing the overgassing, but I had that figured out in about 20 rounds. And then the remaining 60 rounds was a lot of, let me shoot some more and then go check more brass and shoot some more and check more brass. Dr. Scary Guy says, public range conversation. Damn, what kind of gun you got that shoots that tight?
A lot of training.
Then he said any question mark. I don't know what that refers to.
I remember one time I was at the range and I was doing what I just described, but I was doing it with 3 pieces of paper instead of 2. So I was doing 6 rounds per mag. So 2, 2, 2, just transition 2, 2, 2, and then reload, go back to low ready. I was doing this with AR, and there were these dudes in the stalls a couple over from me. There was like 3 of them, and they were all getting really boisterous and loud, and it was getting kind of ridiculous. But I ignored them. I just kept doing my thing. Well, the RO came in and he was like, guys, I get you're having fun, but like, you need to calm down. This is ridiculous. The way that the noise that you're making could make somebody think that you have had an accident or something worse. And they were like, oh, okay, we got you. And then like 5 minutes later they left, but I kept doing my drills. And as they walked behind me, I could sense them stop and watch, and I just kept doing my drills. And then as they were leaving, I never turned around to acknowledge them. I just kept doing my thing. And as they left,
sorry, I never acknowledged them.
I mean, they were people. I don't like people. I don't want to talk to you. And as I'm leaving, I hear them say, damn, that dude knows what he's doing. And I'm like,
turns out they just had a video out and they're just watching some dude jack it, and they're like, man, that guy knows what he's doing, huh? Look at that technique.
Look how fast he's going. Oh man, he's done already? Dang.
So anyway, that went an unexpected direction.
Well, you're the one that I blame you.
I blame me too.
Entirely.
That's entirely fine.
You should never. I'll leave it with this. There are so many drills and there's so much that one can accomplish with a range trip that you should never just go to the range and be like, I'm just going to put holes in paper, because that's not productive. Yeah, it's fun, but it gets old after a while. And you know what is a lot more fun than just putting holes in paper? Running drills with a timer and seeing yourself improve with the timer and with your accuracy. Like, that's more fun than, oh, I just put holes in paper.
Well, that's where I started off with this whole thing, saying if you're gonna go to the range to mag dump into trash, you should have the goal to mag dump into trash.
Right. And that's why I'm reiterating it.
And part of that should be bringing trash bags so you can pick your fucking trash up. If you were the type of person that hauls your broken TV out onto public land and fills it full of 500 bullet holes and leaves it there,
you're a hoe.
That works too. I was about to say we hate you, but you are a hoe. You are a dirty hoe.
Dirty, dirty, littering hoe.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't see anything interesting in industry news today as far as it regards like anything AK pattern. Arcturus did release a anniversary 42 pattern chest rig. It's in British DPM. Hang on, I should probably share a screen for you. See, preparation, man. Then you get too many damn tabs open.
Is it preparation?
I'm a sucker for a good chest rig. Pattern 42 looks similar to the old SADF South African chest rigs.
That looks like brushstroke.
It's not. That's DPM. It's close to brushstroke. DPM and Rhodesian brushstroke have a similar genesis in the old British paratrooper smocks from World War II. But, three flaps. I like chest rigs. Don't buy this, though. Just go buy surplus and save your damn money if you're poor. If you're not poor and you're a gear whore like me, then to have at it. What I will say, though, is there's that shooting at Brown University. That one's still up in the air. But the mass shooting in Australia brings up two very good points that I think we're just going to briefly touch on real quick, because it's every other gun podcast you're going to listen to is going to wax on about this for 30, 40 minutes probably. And it's all stuff we've heard before. Keep your fucking head on a swivel and don't get caught out without a firearm. Now in Australia, unfortunately, they don't have a damn choice, but God damn,
we do.
We do have a choice, and exercise that choice.
Maybe get some medical training too. Like, it's probably a good idea to learn how to use a trauma kit.
You are far more likely to have to learn or have to use a trauma kit than you ever are a gun.
Yep. There's a reason I keep a tourniquet in my back pocket when I'm at work.
Mm-hmm. Be that something that dramatic or that bad as a mass shooting, which again, very rare, or just a couple weeks ago watching some kid in front of me plow his Mustang off into the trees.
Yeah. Like, he could have severed an arm and a tourniquet would have been useful there, or, open fracture through his leg or something like that.
I mean, it would have been cool if he did. Instead, I ran over there and ran and then almost just totally wiped out on the same ice that he slid off on.
Good work.
And it's like, oh, you're just standing here on the phone. And so I looked him over, like, oh, you're not bleeding. I looked over, made sure there's nobody in the passenger seat of the car that he'd forgotten about. Like, all right, you good? He's like, yeah, I'm good. Like, you sure you're good? I'm good. All right, getting the hell out of here then.
Dr. Scary Guy's quoting Dooley's ending for his show. I'm not gonna steal their ending, but definitely carry a gun and get medical training.
Yep.
On this note, I will leave this real quick. About 6 months ago, I actually taught a tire changing class at work because some of the teenagers needed to learn how to do that. And I started off with, I am a firm believer in self-rescue. There is no reason you have to sit on the side of the road for hours on end waiting for a tow truck to come do what you can do. And then I showed them how to do it. So self-rescue is important.
Unless you get in a rental car one time. Long time ago.
Oh,
find out there is no spare.
So It's funny you mentioned that because
Eh.
after I was done, after all the ladies had their turn changing the tire, I went and I looked at each one of their cars and showed them where their equipment was.
Yep.
Um, and the last one has a Nissan Leaf,
You.
which does not have a spare tire. It has a plug kit and an air compressor. And she was like, "How do I use this?" And I was like, "I don't know."
There are fewer people who know how to use a plug kit properly than just change a damn spare to a donut.
Right. And if you look at the stupid little
But
car,
that's the
they did
ultimate,
that to
like,
save weight because it's all electric, and the
yep.
more weight, the less range. But dude, like that is a dumb thing. Nobody knows how to plug a tire,
Oh, and don't drive a Tesla in case it catches on fire, traps you inside, and cooks you to death.
or just don't drive a Tesla. And leave it at that.
334 Dodge, real quick, and before we close out here in the comments, asked about. I'll skip the actual question part of it real quick, but he started carrying Glock 19X. Is that an okay gun in your opinion? You know what? A Glock 19X is perfectly fine.
Yep. I like Glocks
Dusty's
because they
right.
work.
Don't
People hate on Glocks, but
lip wrist it.
yeah, that's how you get a Glock to jam. Either start fucking with its internals and its barrel and stuff, or
And people
just lip wrist it.
and people CCW Glocks all the goddamn
Oh
time.
yeah, dude. The reason Glocks are Glocks is because they work. They work every time, unless you limp wrist them. That are they the best gun on the market? Hell no. But they are the most reliable, I would say. One of the most reliable. You know what you're getting when you buy a Glock, a gun that works.
Just
So,
imagining if Will were here right now and how I think he would agree with you, but then he'd also have this pedantic need to argue with you
and then
about
go
the
on
most
about shadow
reliable part.
systems.
Yeah, and then we'd end up on a 15-minute talk about Glock versus other Glocks that aren't Glock. No, Glocks are perfectly fine. The only issue you might have with the 19X is that grip's longer. You might have a little bit more trouble concealedly carrying it. Back when I was about, oh gosh, back then I was probably still 160 pounds because that's back when I was fucking victim weight. I used to carry an XDM, and it was the worst. And this is right. So this is 2014. So right when I'm getting into guns, worst XDM you could possibly carry. The little fucking whatever the compact size barrel is with the full length grip. And that was a long fucking grip too. But hell, I concealed carried that thing in a 3 o'clock position all the time. Printed a little bit, and somebody saw it, like, oh, big fucking deal. You want to see my gun? I also used to carry that in a bright orange holster because a local holster shop here in the Springs had their Kydex color selection, and I pointed to this like angry road, like a street cone, orange color. I said, "Anybody ever get that?" He went, "No, I'll give you 20% off if you do it," because I don't think he thought I would actually do it. I said, "All right, fine, crank it out." So
Nice.
bright orange holster. I actually missed that gun. I sold it to a buddy. People rag on XDMs as having been bad guns. That gun ran perfectly fine for me.
I never heard anybody say a bad word about the XDMs other than
The
they
Gen
ripped off
2,
Glock and did it
the Gen
somewhat
2 with the
better.
grip zone. That was a problem.
I didn't hear anything about that. I did like
Oh,
the fact that
the
the
Gen 2's
XDM.
the Gen 2 on the actual grip said grip zone.
So at the end of the barrel, does it say bullet leaving zone? Danger zone?
It'd been a lot cooler if it did.
And maybe there's like some dotted lines going down the slide, and that's the highway to the danger zone.
No, those are the sights. Well, I think that will do it. I kept meant to put this in the front of the show, but I see plenty of you in the chat still. And if you leave right now, I'll know about it. But go out and leave us a review, be it on iTunes, be it on not iTunes, Apple Podcasts, be it on some of you people seem to like Podcast Addict for some reason. I've never even heard of that before. Spotify, leave a 5-star review there. Unfortunately, they don't let us leave written reviews on Spotify. But if you leave us a review and I see it, I will read it out loud. If you do leave a review, go over to AK-47 Radio, or holy crap, I don't even remember our own website. Why am I an idiot?
Well, it's probably genetics, honestly.
AK-47radio.net. I almost said .com. I bought .com, but I used .net. And you can go ahead and send us a message there. Let us know you left us a review. I'll read it out loud, and I won't make fun of you. Anonymity guaranteed. Well, sir, shall we call it a day?
I guess.
Mm-hmm. You guess?
I guess.
It's almost like you don't even love me.
I guess.
Just same old, same old.
Be less boring.
Hey, that's not even fair. You missed me last week. I know you did.
We may have.
I started listening last week, and then in the comments, it's like, wait a minute, I'm being a dick. I need to just step away. You guys are perfectly fine.
I couldn't even tell.
I could.
I ignore. Well, I think it's because I was ignoring you, knowing you were probably being a dick.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Sprechen Sie dick. Yep, that guy.
Yeah, he speaks this dick. All right. All right. Good night, folks. Have fun. All right. End stream.